yes, we've all gone bananas. The GOP's MAGA bananas today. Oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today. Oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today.
Boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, great. Let me see. You got the water. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
I moved my, oh, fuck me. I moved my camera here. Let's see, we'll do like that. All right. Holy fucking balls. That's good enough. Wait, okay. Let me put on my headphones podcast. We have a... Hello? Can you hear? Do you need to hear me more or less, or do you want to hear? I have controls for this, Grady.
I would like to hear some of your commentary.
Some of my commentary. All right. Well, let me ask you what you said you wanted to. Wait a minute. Let me turn myself up here. I got a lot of echo. I have a lot of echo in my headphones. You said you wanted to. What was it? You said you were done with the Trump thing when the Zelensky thing happened. What did you say? You said you wanted to do something that was bigger than commentary.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to avoid even thinking or seeing anything having to do with our current president because, in my opinion, he is such a sick person that it makes me sick to just watch him operate. But I thought that maybe we should, for the sake of truth, do a podcast, and I would think it should be named Truth in Podcasting.
Truth in Podcasting.
And so that we can talk about Trump and his administration.
Right.
And make sure that everything that we say is based on truth as opposed to what just about everything they say and do.
I see. Truth in podcasting.
Right, and advertising too.
Is what you want. We're going to call it Truth in Podcasting to be very truthful.
Right.
Veracity is our motto.
Veracity, not mendacity, is our motto.
Veracity, not mendacity. That's very good, Grady.
Okay. And for example, as you saw in the lead-in, the truth of our lead-in is that someone made that sign or sticker that you put on your car that says elect a clown and expect a circus.
Right.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
You know, if you actually have a clown, you would expect a circus.
If you're going to hire a clown, right? So he's verifiably a clown.
Well, he acts like a clown.
He does act like a clown.
He acts like a very unstable clown.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't tell, you know, with his orange complexion whether that's makeup
or what is that? Yeah,
clown makeup,
is it
or whether it's just himself. His administration and the people he has appointed and hired to do his bidding act like a circus sometimes, because sometimes what they do is very awkward,
right,
and sometimes laughable, but they don't mean to be. They mean to be mean.
Right.
But see, the truth of that is that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think other people have opinions similar to mine. For example, here's a bumper sticker that you can buy.
Okay. Now, what does that say, Grady?
It says, Trump is a piece of shit.
Trump is a piece of shit. Now, is that an actual
Well,
verifiable.
The actual truth is that you can get this bumper sticker.
Okay.
From just go online and just search.
Right.
Google, and there are a lot of companies that provide this.
You would Google Trump is a piece of shit.
Right. Probably the truth is that there's a piece of shit in him somewhere. So that's true.
Right.
Whether his entirety is a piece of shit, I don't claim that to be true.
Right. But verify, he has a piece of shit inside of him.
Yeah, probably a lot of it.
Probably a lot of it. Maybe it's got a little bit on his heart.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of, cocky.
And it has been said that people who have been around him for long says that he smells like a piece of shit.
Smells like a piece of shit.
Now, that doesn't mean he's entirely made of shit.
Doesn't mean he's entirely, but it could have a... Yeah.
So
Trump is a piece of shit.
Well,
okay.
Is at least partially a piece
At
of
least
shit.
partially.
Truth. Remember, this is
Truth in podcasting.
Truth in podcasting.
So we have established he at least has a piece of shit in him. People are saying that they smell shit around him.
Yeah.
He might be a complete piece of shit.
If so, they've done a good job with the makeup because you can't visually recognize it as totally.
You can't recognize it. Yeah, it's a total piece of shit. He might be a piece of shit wearing makeup. That's true. You don't know.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
Trump, because in my opinion, which is true, it's my opinion, I don't think he's ever said anything truthful in his life.
Yeah, that's possible. That's quite possible. That's the way he was. That's what he was. That's how he was raised. That's what he did. The Roy Cohn thing, and never admit anything. Never say you're sorry.
And your source for that is a credible article about him. Or?
My source for that is many biographies by people like, what's her face, Maggie Haberman, or the biographies where they're like, there was another one by another reporter. I read like 3. I got rid of them because I did not want to have any more political books in the house. But yes, that when Roy Cohn, and also the journalist who wrote the movie, he co-wrote the movie, The Apprentice. And when he came to New York, he wanted to get into Manhattan real estate, and he saw on the Gentleman's Club Roy Cohn, who was the attorney for, he prosecuted the Rosenbergs. He was also with Eugene McCarthy.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Not Eugene McCarthy.
Oh, how is he? Who is he?
Eugene McCarthy was the liberal senator.
Who was the? My last sir, don't you have no decency? The commie hearings.
Yeah, the Army commie hearings.
Who was that?
I don't know. I'll have to go back. It's famous. It was a senator,
It wasn't Eugene McCarthy? All right.
I don't think so, but you may be right. The truth is I don't remember, and you may be telling the truth.
I believe I'm telling the truth.
We have to always focus that we're
You're right, Grady. We will verify that. If we don't, we'll cut it out or we'll put it underneath the thing. But you're right. Gene McCarthy, I don't know what the hell it is. But yes, it's verified through several sources that he has learned his trade of scumbaggery and shitification through Roy Cohn, who was not a very nice person to begin with.
And I also read that Cohn died of AIDS.
Yes.
And Trump never visited with him.
That is, yes, he was very skeeved. So that's very interesting, though, because you don't know if if he was an actual homophobe or a germaphobe. But that's what they do in the movie, though, too, is he comes over for dinner. Roy Cohn he's sick and he's got AIDS and he still says he's got liver cancer. And after he leaves, he has his staff disinfect everything with spray the house and fumigate the house. But yes.
When you refer to he, is it Trump?
Trump was doing that, yeah. But what else you got, Grady?
Well, to tell the truth, that's as far as I've thought about this this piece of shit.
Yeah. But it was the thing you said you weren't.
You bring me back to that. I spent too much time during Trump's first term as president listening to what he was doing and how he was attacking the basic foundations of our liberties and the organization of our democratically elected government.
Right.
And I just thought, I'm just too old to worry about it. I have
Right.
Other more creative things to do with
Right.
my time.
Writing songs.
Well, writing words that other people turn into songs.
Oh, you write lyrics though, man. That's
I do
the
write
song. That's
lyrics.
half the song.
And by the way, we have a new song that's about to be published.
What-
We might as well put a plug in for that.
Which is
And that's a song about the Republican Party called "Yes, We Have Gone Bananas."
I just heard that. Maybe we'll put that. Maybe we'll use that as a title.
We could, our theme song.
The theme song. Yeah.
Because I think it's pretty obvious the truth of this get together is that we are not being complimentary of the Republican Party either.
No.
In fact, we might have to have a whole section on what suck up sissies the Republican Party
Yeah.
have become.
Yeah. I think you could still say sissy. I think
Yeah.
sissy is all right.
Sissy is we are we offending sissies by?
I don't know if you're offending sissies. I don't know if sissies exist so much as a group now. But with sissies, we're just,
I'm just referring to someone who is afraid to stand up to wrong.
You're using sissy. Well, let's be
As-
as the
as a-
opposite of bully.
No, the opposite of bravery.
The opposite, a cowardly person.
Cowardly.
Is
Maybe
nothing,
I should say are cowardly.
a cowardly
not
person is a
It
sissy.
doesn't mean that they are effeminate or anything, although some of them probably are.
Not all sissies could be effeminate. You could just be
Yeah.
a sissy that's
Afraid to.
afraid to stand up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of us. Yeah. Well, that is basically the whole party.
Yeah, we'll have to have a session where we analyze maybe the Republican Party, Republican by Republican, and see whether they're sissies or they're just overly ambitious and therefore willing to go along with terribly wrong things.
What would be the word for that, Grady? What would be
There is a word.
when you just go along with something?
Yeah. Well, what are you when you buy drugs for a drug addict?
A mule? No. Oh no, an enabler. An enabler. That's what you're looking for. Yes. Yes. Some of them might be sissies, and some of them might be enablers.
Right. And
Or it could be a sissy enabler.
And some of them might be even worse, but I haven't thought of those words yet.
Yeah. Well, as long as we're but Grady, you're right. We want to get our language correct.
Yeah, and that session that we're talking about having, we can make a list of things that Republican elected representatives have been called.
Yeah.
That we can verify that
Right.
they've actually been called that.
Right.
And we can analyze whether their actions fit into the names that they've been called.
That's true.
And that brings us back to, our President Trump. There are a number of things that I can verify that people think he is
Right.
and refer to him as. And probably we ought to, in this session, maybe with a list of those names and analyze each name
Right.
to see if there's any truth in it,
Yeah.
and whether the truth is apparent truth or provable truth.
Apparent truth, which is people are saying something you heard.
People are saying, and you can sort of recognize it in his projected personality.
It's out there
Right.
versus
Versus things that we can verify he's
Okay.
done that
right.
most people would say that that's something done by an asshole.
I got you. So we're actually proving. We're going to prove.
Yeah.
We'll get a list of senators.
Yeah.
And or a list of things, a list of names, like ass clown
Yeah. That's
is
that's a good word. You know what it means. It's
Right.
a derogatory description of someone.
Right.
But what is it that makes him called?
Right,
that?
an ass clown. Why would people call him such an ass clown? You wouldn't just say, you know, you go to the grocery store and you see a person in the parking lot, you wouldn't just call them an ass clown.
Yeah,
There would be a reason
Yeah.
that you would call a person an ass clown.
Well, if you thought that person had done something very stupid,
Right.
in your opinion,
Right.
ass clown might come to
Mass clown might come to mind.
right.
All right, we got to look into that, Grady.
Yeah, let's take a break here
Okay.
and see how we're doing.
Truth in podcasting. We're going to take a break. Let's see. Let's pause it.
Bananas today, oh yeah, the GOP's mega bananas today.